We good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Hold on. You know what? My personal feelings is that people post way too many fight videos online. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really like to see that. I'm not a nonviolent person, but I don't like to see that. To each his own, baby. But we talking about AI tonight. You know, let me slow it down. It's not always easy for me to go slow. Audio good. Levels is good. Kyla is in the house. Yeah. Hit that like button, y'all. Please. Hit the like button. Come on in. It's warm and cozy in here. Air conditioning on. Yeah. We're going to have this conversation. We have this conversation about AI. No, not Allen Iverson. Artificial intelligence. Because if y'all anything like me, it's hard for y'all to believe anything that you see in a video anymore. Even this. How can anybody be sure that my production is real? I can guarantee you that it is. Hit that like button, y'all, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask of you. Hump day. Hump day Wednesday, baby. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the daily go-get-em-ism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about AI and how it affects you tonight. Tonight we are talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and how it is permeating our society and affecting whether we can actually believe what we see. And I don't know about y'all, but that's the biggest problem that I have with it. With AI, you are seeing what you can't believe. So what you're seeing on the screen is actually happening. You can't say that you didn't see what you saw. But what you can say is that you can't believe what you are seeing because the videos have been doctored. The actual images that you're seeing aren't what who they're supposed to be. The words coming out of the mouth, even though it looks like the mouth is actually mouthing the words, it's not it. And it's kind of funny and fun during like sports season, NFL season, when you see like an NFL team lose on Sunday and they have an AI video of the coach cussing out the media, something like that, and making all kinds of outlandish, crazy, funny, angry and frustrated statements or whatever that actually coincide with whatever happened in the game. But that's not what's actually happening in the video. It's not true. So with AI, it's acting as a barrier between what we see and what we can actually believe. Remember, seeing used to be believing. A picture used to be worth 1,000 words, but not with AI. Maybe it's worth more than 1,000 words now, but they're all incorrect. They're all spelled wrong or whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. This whole AI thing, even though, what really concerns me about the whole AI thing is that it's moving way past just social media or whatever. That wasn't even its intent. If you notice your phones now, if you have a Samsung phone or an iPhone or an Android or iPhone or whatever, those operating systems are dealing with AI a lot. And so they're showing, they show their users how to manipulate video, how to manipulate pictures and stuff like that. And then on top of that, they tell you, yeah, but you shouldn't do that for illegal purposes or to be deceptive. But go ahead. We're going to show you exactly how to do that, but we're going to encourage you not to do it. Make sense to you? Well, we gonna see about it, be about it, get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. Let's get into it tonight. Y'all know how it goes. We gonna get into it right up. I'm so glad to be here. And I'm gonna show y'all like, yeah, we get it popping, we get it dropping, get it going on. Yeah, like nothing else is wrong. We talk about all kinds of topics. When it comes time to do that thing, we gonna drop it like a hot potato. But I say, hey, yo, everything is gonna be all right. Yo, the day goes the way we navigate it. And I know that you hate it when we start to win it. But if you was with us from the beginning, then we wouldn't be sinning. We wouldn't be breaking no laws. I got something for all y'all. Let's get it popping. Let me get this hardware out of the way, baby. Let's get this hardware out of the way. And then we can get started. Because we came here to get started. And we will get started. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. All right, so that's how it's going down. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Dealing with the real and untrue. Dealing with the real and untrue. The reason that I named the video The Real and Untrue, because what you see, what you may be witnessing, what you may be watching is real, but it's untrue. So the images are real, but the story is fake. The background, the production, the direction, all of that is manufactured. All of that was made in a lab. All of that was premeditated, and it ain't right. Nothing that you see is happening naturally right in front of your eyes. And that's what it's like when something is real but untrue. So it's like when you witness a crime, you are an eyewitness to a crime. And this is one of the reasons why our eyewitness testimony is not ironclad proof in court, because you may see something happen, but because you don't know the context of what happened, and maybe because of the adrenaline that may have been pumping, or your personal feelings about the event that happened, you may not see what you think that you have seen, and your perception can kick in and actually distort the truth. And that may not be something that you're trying to do on purpose. So we got to deal with this kind of thing. So when we start talking about AI, artificial intelligence, the wave of the now and the wave of the future. So the wave of the future is not you and me. That's out. We are not being factored into the next dimension. It's all computer generated. It's all robots. It's all perception. Nothing has to be real anymore. And I don't know about y'all, but I got a problem with that. Y'all good with that? You good? You good? I'm not good with it. I'm not good with it. You know what else I'm not good with? The fact that it's only 4 likes. I think we can do better than that. Can we do better than 4 likes? You know, I think we can do better than that. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. But make the job easier, just hit the like button. We'll take it away. We'll take over from there, Sam. What's going on? T Carry right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Carla, I said Carla, what's going on, ma? Good to see me some you. Kim's Whims all up in the house. And my people's Luftwater. And Terry Hawkins holding down for the D all day, every day, 365 days a year, 12 months a year, 52 weeks a year, 52 paychecks a year. And that's what we want. 52 paychecks. Make sure I get one. Make sure I get one. We good. We good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? I hope y'all had a really good hump day. I do. Hope y'all had a good day, and I hope to continue to party late into the night or early into the morning, depending on what part of the country that you are listening or looking from. But yeah, man, this whole AI thing. What are y'all general thoughts about the whole AI thing? You know, I think that a lot of us are being force-fed the whole AI thing. And I think that we recognize it, but we don't understand it. I think most of us recognize it, but we don't necessarily understand it. You know, like I know what it looks like because it looks like what it looks like. But Let you know when you can join in and when you can call in and join the conversation, I certainly will. Yes, I will. I will. I'll do that. I'll do that. My man Oakland is in the house. Yeah. My man Oakland is in the house. Appreciate it. Mucho. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, though. Make sure y'all hit that like button, though, and everybody be all right. I be good. You know what I mean? We be good. We hit the like button and everything be all right. We be straight. We be straight if you hit the like button. You know what I mean? Hit the like button. But yeah, this AI thing. You know, AI generated this. We hear those words, those phrases. AI generated. It's AI generated. You can't even watch a video nowadays. You hear the narration in the videos, and then you think it's a real person talking in the videos, and then they pronounce simple words wrong because a computer does not understand vernacular. A computer doesn't understand vernacular. So instead of the rapper Nas, it'll say Nas, and it'll do that through the entire video. I'm like, y'all couldn't fix that? At some point, you have to have some human intervention to fix what's not working. I've heard them pronounce all kinds of names wrong because names are a subjective thing. You know, your mama and your daddy decided how your name is supposed to be pronounced, and they decided how it's supposed to be spelled. So, you know, in the black community, we have a whole lot of names that ain't phonetically correct. They're not they're not, yeah. It's yeah. Peace to everybody, anybody and everybody out there who has a name with the A on the end of it. Devontae, Shante, Quante, Suvalante, you know, and it just ends TA. So AI is going to pronounce that Devonta. And it does. I watch a lot of AI I watch a lot of, you know, because the Eagles won the Super Bowl this year. I watch a lot of, you know, Eagles videos or whatever, and some of them are AI generated. They're not narrated by a real person. And how do I know that? When they start saying, you know, calling names like Devonta Smith, Devonta. That's not his name. That's not how he pronounces it. That ain't the way his mama pronounces. Even his daddy, that's not the way he pronounces. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, classmates, teammates, nobody pronounces his name Devonta. But the computer don't know that. AI, they don't know that. They don't know. They don't know that. So yeah. So every other video I watch, you know, first you know, AI is so good that it has sometimes like the accent of a particular region or whatever, or you can tell when it's supposed to be a black person type of AI, but it goes left when he pronounces names like Devonta instead of Devontae. So all of y'all out there who have an Audible account, how many of y'all have an Audible account? Please answer that question, because if you have an Audible account, I got a bunch of credits, you know what I'm saying? And I have a bunch of books in my library. You know, we could get the whole sharing thing going on. We can go to, let me see how many credits I got. Because I get busy and I don't really be using my shit. Let me see. Audible. Where's Audible? Not there. It's not. Is it here? No, it's not there. What about here? No, it's not there. Let me see. Is it here? Oh, there it goes. How many credits I got? Cause I be buying, I got 8 credits. Man. I'm gonna mess around and lose my shit. Cause they don't let your credits roll over. And what was I watching? What was I listening to last? I was listening to Janis Joplin. What's the name of this? It's just called Janis. So I was listening to the Janis Joplin story, and I know that was 2024 because I haven't listened to none of that in 2025. Nothing in 2025. So I got credits. Let me see. What up, Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Kim Williams says, I don't like listening to books as much as I thought I would. I still like to turn a page. I do both, but I don't mind listening to. I like listening to a story. So I do like that. So I never look at it as listening to a book. I listen to it. I look at it as listening to a story. And you may not get as much intellectual stimulation from listening to a book as you would with reading the book, but you will get a high amount because when you listen to a story, you still have to follow it. You still have to pay attention. Because just like if you're reading a book and you don't really understand the words, then it'll be like you're reading, but you're not comprehending anything. So you're not really getting anything from it. So it's the same way as when a person speaks, you have to, in order to repeat what they said or to communicate effectively by understanding what they said, you have to know what they said. So you have to listen closely. You have to concentrate. You got to kind of dig in a little bit. You have to stop being so scatterbrained. Stop being, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. But I've listened to some good books on Audible. But I know that Audible is about to get rid of those natural, real human narrators. That shit is about to be all AI. Why? Because it's cheaper. Cheaper cost. Pay the computer to do it. Don't got to pay them nothing. Robotics. So I don't like the direction that the world is going into as it relates to this whole artificial intelligence thing, but it ain't no going back. So if you think that we're ever going to start playing if you think that they're ever going to bring back record stores and you're going to be able to play cassettes again, forget it. Forget that. We are not going back to anything that we used to technology wise, unless and until this world is destroyed and we have to start all over. And when the world is destroyed and we have to start all over, then we won't need any Bluetooth speakers anymore. We'll be listening to seashells. That's what we'll be. We'll be listening to seashells. Like, yo, is that a beat? Yo, the fish got the beat. They got the beat. Kim Williams says, I fall asleep too easily. Yo, I got you on that. That's why I used to listen to it at work with my headphones on. Like, I totally understand that. Overstand. And she says, I listen in the shower. That's where it begins and ends. Other than that, I'm out. They have had AI readers already. No, I know that they had AI readers already. What I'm saying is there was still, like, Will Smith narrated his own book. I don't think if he writes a follow-up, he may not read his own book again. He may not narrate his own book again. Somebody else may do it. So, that's the road we're going down because it's cheaper. Human labor costs. And they want big money. Robot don't cost nothing. You pay for the service, though. You pay for the service. So that's the direction that we're going in this world. That's the direction that we're going in this world. But unlike a video, an AI generated narrator of a book is not something that you wouldn't believe, because even though you may recognize that it's not a real person reading the book, at least it is a voice that you can comprehend reading the book, and you may not even give a shit if it's a human being reading the book or not. It's still telling you the story as the book was read. So, and I'm not saying that you definitely feel that way, but I can see how a person would feel that way. So this AI thing is something that we have to deal with. But the pressing question that we have on the table is whether AI is inhibiting your ability to be able to enjoy watching videos, surfing the internet, or whatever. Because AI is not just the videos. It's AI everything. It's AI everything. And then they got that Chat PT thing. Oh man, it's going down. AI Chat PT, I think it's called. Oakland says, I don't know what guys are talking about audiobooks. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Audiobooks are for old heads. Okay. Well, I just turned 55. I'm sure ain't no young head. That ship has that ship sailing. So I saw this video today. And this doesn't have anything to do with AI, but because it was the internet where AI, definitely makes its home. Oh, it's Chat GPT. I'm sorry. Thank you, Chat GPT. I haven't actually used it, but thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. But I was watching this video earlier today, and they were talking about how, well, the woman on the video that they were doing a reaction video about was complaining about how 50-year-old men are a mess. They don't have their money right. They ain't got they stuck in their ways. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that, and blah blah blah. And the guy who made the video, now mind you, the video had like about 133,000 views. So it wasn't no slouch ass channel or nothing like that. But he disputed her claims about what 50-year-old men are like. And he was saying that 50-year-old and 60-year-old men got it going on because unless they are still bogged down with child support payments, like in arrears or whatever, most of them own their shit. They own their own house. They've already gotten past a lot of the things that the younger cats are striving for, but they may not be all that impressed by women their own age. So he wasn't telling older men to go out and get a young girl, but he said, I can't tell you not to, because women like her, women like the one he was doing a reaction video to, are tearing y'all down and trying to make y'all look bad. And she's probably misguided because she probably don't have her shit together. And I was reading the stuff in the comments, and in the comments, it was all the same shit. Black women ain't this, women ain't that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I saw that coming. I definitely saw that coming. So I kind of was interested in hearing what y'all thought about that. When it comes to 50-year-old men and up, what are your general thoughts about that? I mean, many of you may have dated men that are in that age bracket or whatever. Maybe you dated them when you were younger. Maybe you date them now when they would be in your peer group or whatever. But some of the stuff that the dude was saying about, house being paid off, car being paid off, being in the best financial situation than they probably had been in for their whole lives. I kind of agreed with that, but that's personal. He was talking about their credit probably is straight and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, he was saying women, they be fucked up in they middle-aged years. Still, some of them becomes career students, you know what I mean? Keep going back to school to try to keep from having to pay off student loans. And then when there's no school left to go to, then, now they wrapped up in all this debt. And he was saying some shit. And I was like, I felt like the woman was right and he was right too. I didn't feel like either one of them were 100% right. Oakland says, I ain't gay. Queen Monica's in the house. I got nothing for you, Oakland. I got nothing for you. You know what I mean? That's random as fuck. Did I miss something? So Kim Swim says they will pay big in the beginning, and it balances over time. Yeah, I got nothing. Hey, you look pretty random there, sir. Pretty random. Pretty random. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Please do me that solid. Hit that. But yeah, back to the AI thing. This is where we are, and this is where we're gonna be. But are we comfortable with that? Because I see AI pretty much taking everybody's job. There definitely aren't going to be very many customer service jobs. Now, what customer service is now. You know what it's like right now. You know how hard it is to get a customer service representative on your telephone line now. How you have to go through all of these things. They want to send a one-time code to your phone. Then they want you to chat. They want you to open up this chat instead of talking to a person. And you be like, no, I want to speak to an agent. No, I want to speak to an agent. And they push you to do the chat on the phone or whatever. So you can chat to you're so-called chatting with a live agent, but you're really chatting to an AI line. That's what you're chatting with. And then if that fails, then they will finally get you a human, and that human will probably be somebody from overseas. Hopefully you can understand. Hopefully. Jeff Sprayberry was good. Kim Swim says those jobs are already done. When I say done, I mean done. I don't mean like there's still a couple left. I mean, no, that's an industry that we used to be in. We're not there anymore. You know what I mean? If there's still a few left, then you've put a dent in it, but they're still here. I'm talking about when it's all the way gone. All the way gone. And I don't see how people can't be concerned about that right now. I can't. Because, when you think about customer service, we've never needed customer service more than we need it now. With all of this advanced technology, and, you need somebody to help work these $1,000, $1,500, close to $2,000 devices that you're watching this show on right now. And listen, You know what? You don't even have to admit this. But if you know that you are in possession of a $1,500 phone, but you don't really know how to use the features of the phone, holla at me. You can holla at me silently. You can wink. I won't see you wink, but you know. You know. You know. But I can show you how to finally be able to use your phone and all the little tricks and tips. You can go right there on YouTube, or you can type in the search bar in Google or whatever search engine that you like to use, and put in the name of your phone and say tips and tricks to your phone. For example, this phone I got last year. This is a Samsung S24 Ultra. Samsung S24 Ultra. I was not getting the S25. Like, nah, I'm good. This is the first time I've ever had to pay for a phone, and I'm still paying for that bitch. I don't like extra money being on my bill. Let me see. Tricks and tips for Samsung S24 Ultra phone. Okay. Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is packed with features, including several tricks and tips to enhance usability and productivity. Key areas include what? The first one, AI-powered features like live translate and circle to search, customization options for the display and lock screen, and camera enhancements for photos and videos. AI features. Are you listening? Because this is what the whole phone is about. This whole AI shit. Live translate, circle to search, photo editing with what? AI. Remove objects from photos, reframe images, and fill in the edges with AI. Let me read that again. Remove objects from photos. So like that selfie where you used to have to cut out the picture or crop out the person that had their arm around you or whatever, but you wanted that picture because you were so cute in that picture. Well, with this AI shit, you can get him right on up out of there. You can draw his image on up out of there and put a background there. Now look at you. Look at you. It went from a ussy to a selfie. Okay. Remove objects from photos. I don't think that you should be able to do that. We got to take it back to the Polaroid days. Note assist. Summarize, translate, and format notes in the Samsung Notes app, and even generate digital covers. Camera tricks. Instant slow-mo, UHD, 120 frames per second slow-mo. Scan documents and text. Custom. Anyway, you get it. But this is an easy way for you to learn how to use the phone that you're paying all that money for. Well, Kim, you was asking when you could call in. Well, guess who don't give up? Troy, what's going on? Welcome to the Daily Go Get 'Emism Show. What's on your mind this evening? What's good with you?
What's up with you, bro?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. You already know.
Well, there you go. I'm in the building now.
All right. The one them Kyle is in the building. That's what's up.
I don't know if I said happy birthday to you yesterday, but happy belated birthday to you today too.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate it mucho. Thank you for recognizing.
Yeah, I thought I'd call in real quick because I thought are you talking about Allen Iverson or Andre Iguodala?
Iguodala. He won the championship.
Okay. Yeah, he won the championship. That's my homie, boy. That's my hobby.
You have a call from.
Thank you for recognizing. Under the, mama eat, mama, hold up, under the, mama eat, AI, uh-oh.
All right, so we here. What's good?
Yeah.
Kimberly, what up?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Right, good something, good darkness.
Yes. Or daylight.
Welcome to the Leo live stream tonight.
That's an every time thing.
Oh no, not every time. Just for this couple more weeks.
Sir, let me clear this up before you right now. It's always Leo season. Don't ever mistake it.
Okay, here we go.
But I mean, she not wrong. She not wrong.
You know, everybody want to be a Leo, but don't nobody know nothing much.
You brought it up. You invited that information. Nobody was talking like that.
You know, look up on them Pisces, boy. Fishy.
Yeah. Fishy. All right, come on, y'all. Let's go. We got a lot of information to get out there.
Let me look. You know, I was thinking about the AI stuff, man. You know, when you was talking about that fucking customer service, you ever choke your cell phone when you're on the phone with customer service? When that shit gets you so frustrated that you just choke the phone because you imagine yourself choking a motherfucker through your cell phone because you hate that AI customer service shit.
I have never been satisfied with the AI generated customer service. I've never gotten what I needed completed with the AI thing ever. So that shows me there's something magical and effective about human contact, verbalization, communication. It is. A machine can't do everything. It just can't. So even if the customer service rep is a foreigner or whatever, you know, I can still spell things out for her, or I can still understand what she's saying, and she can still understand what I'm saying, and we can still get it done. You know, it's better than some things are better than the computer, and I believe that human beings are one of those things.
That's the truth, because it's more personable. You know, you go to the fucking damn market, and they sit and you go to the self-checkout, and that thing is so disrespectful, the machine. You know, they snatch your money from you. Don't even say thank you after you get the fucking damn shit. You know what I mean? You make a mistake and don't swipe it, they'll, motherfuckers, I seen you didn't swipe that. Put that shit back.
Ain't that some shit?
You still in my...
I want to ask you both, how new do you think artificial intelligence is? Like, when do you think we started using artificial intelligence? Curiosity.
I think it goes back to at least from what I would say to the 70s. To the 70s, because even though the technology wasn't there, the concept definitely was, and they had a way of using the available technology. Like I used to have this toy, and I don't know, y'all might have had it too. There used to be this toy called 2XL, and 2XL used to use these. It was like a learning toy, and it would teach you all kinds of shit, and it used 8-track tapes. So the 8-track tapes had to be configured. Huh?
It sounds familiar.
I can show you a picture of it. I got this John before the rest of before it was available out like and real popular. Let me see. Was it 2XL? For some reason, okay, wait a minute. 2XL toy. Yeah, it was 2XL. That was the name of it. 2XL. This is what it looked like. Wait a minute. No. I need images. Images, baby. All right. This is what it looked like. This is. This is exactly what it looked like.
Did it play the Alley Brothers too?
It would play regular tapes. This was,
yeah, we had that.
This was the PlayStation 2. This is the PlayStation before PlayStation was out.
Yeah, but it really wasn't fun.
Well, it was a really.
Once you play with it a little bit, then it was like, well, this is boring. Let me go outside.
Well, they had a lot of different tapes for it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I had it before it was available on the market. I don't know how my mom and my dad found this shit. But they went to Vegas and brought this motherfucker back. And then next thing you know, that Christmas, everybody was getting 2XLs. And I was like, by that time I was like, well, whatever, you know what I mean? But my dad really liked it because he liked educational tools and toys and all that kind of shit. So
it didn't give them a lot of popularity like they wanted it to. You did not see it in the Sears big catalog.
No, it was a very popular toy, Kim. That thing sold millions. It did. You was only like 7, so you know what I'm saying. You probably wasn't. You might not have had your ear to the streets, but yeah, that shit was doing numbers.
He was playing them with Easy Bake Oven and everything. Her black Barbies.
Let me see.
I just want to go outside. Hold
on. Did the 2XL toy sell a lot of units?
It was not in the big Sears book.
Because Sears didn't have Sears didn't have the good toys. Toys R Us, Kitty City
catalog.
Sears had the toys that you could get if your parents wouldn't go to the real toy store. You know what I mean? But anyway, it says, yes, the 2XL toy sold a lot of units during its initial run in 1978 to 1981 by the Mego Corporation, and its reintroduction in 1992-1995 by Tiger Electronics. Let me see.
In the 90s?
Yeah, it came back. They probably used cassettes by then. It says, while it's difficult to provide exact sales figures, the evidence clearly indicates that the 2XL toy was a significant commercial success during both of its runs. Its groundbreaking features, educational value, and entertaining persona resonated with children and parents alike, leading to the high unit sales and market impact. Now, the reason I brought up the whole 2XL thing is because this was a form of artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Troy, when do you think it started?
I think it started. Well, I really can't. 70s. I came more involved with it in the 80s, knowing about it and thinking about it. I didn't know it was AI. I just thought it was some unique type thing. But you sit back and you remember movies that showed about it, like War Games. The movie War Games.
Yeah, I remember that.
Has something to do with similar to AI.
Is this real? What is the difference?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of things that was even the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence, with Haley Joel Osment in it. So you remember some of the shit that was out back then, and then you do remember the customer service situation coming about. It might have been, I wasn't knowledgeable in it in the 70s, because, when you're a kid, you really don't look into that thing. But in the 80s, I was knowledgeable with it. Then you got the movie, you got certain movies that would teach you about it. And the thing that Son just brought up, the 2XL, I remember that. And it's also, and you do have, back then you did have, it wasn't called audio books, it was just books, just cassettes that you can just start playing that will read the book to you.
Is that
Okay.
just something
It says that artificial intelligence.
Like Hooked on Phonics would do some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
According to AI, according to AI intelligence research is generally considered to have begun in 1956 at the Dartmouth workshop.
No,
However,
that's not correct.
however,
They say it goes all the way back to the ancient Greek, that they sketched out algorithmic reasoning centuries before computers existed. But they say it began with Ada Lovelace, and that's in the 1800s.
Okay, but but how developed was, you can say that it was developed then at that time, but was that the term that they were using for it, and what was the use? What were the tools that they were actually using? Because I mean, the concept for a lot of things could have started a long time ago, but what proof do you have about actual devices or hardware where you could say that this is an AI thing?
That it was artificial intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they used artificial intelligence in the 70s for military systems. They used it in the 60s for industrial robots. They used it in 1997 for Mars rovers.
Well, I said the 70s. You know what I mean? I said the 70s.
Commercial aircraft.
I said
all of that was artificial intelligence that they used. Like in the 30s, they used it for autopilots in commercial aircraft. Those earlier versions kept planes level, and then when they introduced the artificial intelligence systems, they could manage the takeoffs better, the flights better, and the landing better. That's where autopilots come from. Mm-hmm. So that's all part of artificial intelligence. That term AI is a new term.
Right.
We've been introduced to it. It's now more accessible to the everyday layman. Different. We've always used it. It's always been here. It's just more prevalent now. Anybody can use it now. A 2-year-old could, a 3-year-old could use it now. Well, three-year-olds are using it. That's the difference. And now everybody has their hand in the pot. That's what makes it so prominent right now. That term is new, but the use of it is not new. We've always used it. When we use MySpace, we've been using artificial intelligence, just like autonomy. Autonomous things are not new. There are 2 companies who have always had autonomous OTR drivers or OTR trucks that have been on the road. That's not new. It just seems new to us because we are now being exposed to it everywhere. We are now aware of it more. We are now being told you can do it too. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. If you really want to get down to it, you could consider electricity itself and whatever it does to be a form of artificial intelligence.
It is.
Okay, but I don't want to do that because if we, because those things actually enhanced our lives. I consider this AI to be actually inhibiting our lives.
So how are you separating the two? Tell me how you're separating the two things.
Okay, well, you take electricity. Electricity allowed us to have powered machinery. So it actually helped us to do jobs. It helped us to clear things. It helped us to lift things. It helped us to do things. This AI does not do that. It doesn't work as a machine. It only pretty much, well, I mean, okay, wait. Let me put it this way. With electricity, we got lights. Now, with AI added on to electricity, you could use it as a timer. But we didn't need a timer. We needed lights. If it wasn't for electricity, we couldn't have Monday night. We couldn't have any nighttime sports games. And there was a time when you didn't. Like baseball, there was no baseball at night. Didn't happen. All sports had to be played in the day. Because even the thought that anybody would want to watch sports at night was not there. So AI is about money, but it's not about money that is ever going to put money in your pocket. Well, at least that's not the intention. This is for corporate. This is for capitalism. So, AI now is used to replace human beings. Electricity was used to help human beings.
But you don't think so? You say AI like it's different, like it's something different, and it's not. So I think that's where the problem, because it's still the same thing. Artificial intelligence, they're the same thing. And I understand where you're saying that the difference is because back then it was used to enhance our lives. But what makes you think the use of it now isn't enhancing our lives?
Well, I gave you clear examples.
With anything that comes out, the problem is always us. Human beings always find a way to destroy anything, any concept that comes out that could better the lives of everybody. We always find a way to destroy it. Even right now, there are people who utilize their capabilities, this tool they have in their hands, to provide a better service for others than they use to take away from others. Like, I cracked a code myself recently that could probably wipe away, they could pay off everything I want done. And I refuse to go down the rabbit hole with it because I'm not a bad person. Like, I don't believe in doing that kind of stuff because I know how karma works. So I just refuse to do it. But there are people who probably have cracked the same code, and they are using it to take advantage of people. So man is the problem. That's the honest truth. We are the reason why these things are happening bad, because we always find a way to perpetrate anything that comes out and make it for the bad. Because man does that. We are the worst of God's creations, unfortunately. That's the truth, anyway, in my opinion. So let me be clear. When you're saying AI, you can't speak in absolute when you say that, because in and of itself, even artificial intelligence has enhanced and improved how the medical community deals with us. It helps to better aid in invasive surgery. It helps to improve the lives of patients who are in there and they can't get the physical assistance they need all the time. It helps to aid and improve in discovery. It helps to aid in finding and detecting illnesses within somebody's body that we weren't able to find before. So it has a purpose, it has a benefit, but it's man who finds ways to make it bad.
But yeah, that's the thing.
How many cures has it been responsible for yet?
There have been some.
Oh yeah.
And it has found some. So here, let me give you a real life example. My play sister has gone to the doctor for decades and telling them she does not feel good. They have said, we can't find anything wrong. They thought she was crazy. The doctor forced her to have a hysterectomy when she was in her mid-20s. They did all these things because they kept saying nothing is wrong with her. It was only within the last year and a half, with the introduction of artificial intelligence to come in and a better doctor who cared, and unfortunately it had to be one of our own, who came in and said, let's do all this all over again, and introduced the new technology. They found cancer. She's had cancer all this time. And fortunately, it's been caught, but now it's so bad that her kidneys are damaged, her liver is damaged, because it sat there so long, because they say they couldn't find anything. And they claimed to have used all the new modern tools, but they weren't able to find anything. Fortunately, the hospital she attends, they introduced the new artificial intelligence, the improved, I'm not going to say new, the improved artificial intelligence tools, and it was able to detect it immediately. It was able to see all the things that she's been saying was wrong is wrong.
Okay.
And now here it is. It's proved it, and it was able to catch it, at least for her to start surgery and processes and all those things. But it set so long, and now she has other damage. So there is a benefit. But I get what you're saying. There are people out here who are taking advantage of it. There are people out here using it to manipulate things. Like, especially for me, a black woman, there aren't very many women in this industry, but there's definitely not as many black women. And we are still the most disparaged when it comes to artificial intelligence. For example, it still sexualizes everything about us. If you say, give me an image of a woman, or give me an image of a beautiful woman, it'll give you an image of a white woman. She's all pretty and innocent looking. You say, give me an image of a beautiful melanin woman, or a beautiful ebony woman, or a beautiful black woman, and you're going to get this woman who's pretty, but she's got these big boobs that are exposed. She's got this big butt that's exposed. Everything about her is naked, half-ass naked. So you have to give it more detail. So we still are the disparaged community when it comes to that. And it's because it's not enough of us at the table making decisions. It's not enough of us at the table saying this is wrong. It's not enough of us behind the scenes who's sitting there saying, hey, we got to work on this together as a unit. Don't let this be it. But it's so far gone now. And because of that, and I'm so sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's the truth. It's the fucking white people and every other culture out here who is making money off of the image of black women since this thing has existed. And so all the nasty white boys who want to call us niggers and all that kind of stuff use it to make naked pictures of black women and sell it everywhere. So at the end of the day, if we gonna complain, I'm gonna complain for me and my sister. I'm gonna be the first to complain because all of y'all got it good. We still get it bad. They still make us look like shit at the end of the day. There's a bunch of stories on YouTube right now, and it's always a black woman that's a black mother, this and this and this and this, and she did this and she did that. And these are all artificially intelligent generated stories that somebody white has created about us. That's inaccurate.
Well,
so that
just we already know 100%. We already know that. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, the artificial part exists because humans have to put in the data. So the software is only as good. I mean, the data that comes out is only as good as what has been put in. But
and it's people who put it in.
Okay, but even when I say that I don't think that it's enhancing our lives, I know that it does some good things, but it's taking away jobs. There's no way around it. It's taking away jobs. Hold on, yeah, of course. It's taking away a lot of jobs. The more advanced we get into the computer age, which is going to be the AI age. Like you buy a car nowadays, it's nice that we have all these laptops and these big screens in the car and all that kind of shit. But when you start putting all of that computer shit in the engine, all you've done is make a car very hard to fix, and it doesn't run better than the car that was analog. It just doesn't. It doesn't do anything. It's not more fuel efficient. It doesn't have better suspension. You know what I mean? The hardware, the tires are just the same. But the thing is, now, if the computer has a glitch in it or something, it'll tell you that the wrong tire pressure is in your tires, and it may not run properly because of that. Whereas
who's here to fix? Who's here to make those repairs? That's the other side of it too. Because these new people on the planet, they will
be phasing the traditional mechanics out, and then even the advanced mechanics will be phased out too, Because the
We
goal,
don't even have traditional mechanics. Now keep that in mind.
who don't?
People on the planet, they don't do anything. Most traditional mechanics are our age group and older. And we are, and again, it's gonna hurt some feelings, but we are the last of the Mohicans. We are the last for anything that makes logic or sense to me, in my opinion. We are the last of the people on the planet who know anything about anything that makes any logical sense. We are the last. We are the last who understand gender, that there is a girl and a boy. And I know it's gonna hurt some feelings, but it's the fucking truth. We are the last who's gonna understand that. We are the last who's going to understand the importance of nature. We're the last who's ever going to have eaten real food. We're the last who's going to see real produce. We're the last who's going to understand manual labor. We're the last. We are the last of anything productive. Everybody after us, maybe our children who were born in the 90s, they're in that place where they see the last of it. They get the last little remnant. But everybody after that, them 2000 babies, it's a wrap. They don't know shit on shit about shit. They don't even know their elbows from their assholes. They cannot survive without this technology because a lot of us brought them into this technological world, and that's how we taught them. So they're not ever going to understand anything outside of what they see on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all of those things. And unfortunately, because of that, those jobs are already gone. Yes, it is going to take jobs, especially if you don't go learn the knowledge. And that's with anything that comes out new. Anything that has to do with technology, if you weren't learning the knowledge, even when we transitioned from the 80s to the 90s with computers, where everybody could get the computers, if you didn't learn about anything to do with the computer, you have already lost a job.
Okay, wait a minute. Kim, are you for AI or against it?
Of course I'm for it.
Oh, I'm not.
Can I speak on something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, jump in.
Okay, no, because I don't want to just jump in. But the thing about it is that it's a gift and a curse to AI. And the gift is it does help with medical situations where it can help with surgeries and it's very innovative. Sometimes you can call it artificial intelligence or you can call it alien intelligence because I do believe that it started somewhere else other than a human. But that's just my observation on looking at, ancient aliens and shit like that. But at the end of the day, when you sit back, the benefits of it is good, but the hurtful part is the part that hurts. It's not just taking jobs and stuff like that. It's making the next generation lazy as shit. And it's hurting them where so our children are not knowledgeable or not thinking about knowledge or not putting in the work to do the knowledge. When you can just go to a computer and you can just not even type it in, you just press a button and say this, press that button and somebody's reading it to you. Instead of teaching how to just read a book, they're reading it to you now. And it takes away from the work. So now when it's time for them to go out there and do the job, you really don't know what the fuck to do the job because the computers didn't taught you this. AI didn't taught you this. You know what I'm saying? You telling
Do
a
you
kid
use a camera at your house, Troy? Do you use a camera at your house to protect your home?
Yes, that's part of AI.
Do you use a camera at your house, son, to protect your home?
Fuck no.
You don't use a camera at all at your house?
Not at all.
But you use that phone right there.
I use a camera at my house to protect my home.
You asked me a question, and the cameras that I have do not protect my home. No, they don't.
But you use them.
You can see my face. Of course I use them. But I've been using cameras.
I've been using intelligence.
Well, I used to use a Kodak. Was that artificial intelligence too?
No, but the camera you
Why not? Wait. Why wasn't my handheld camcorder artificial intelligence?
That's a manual handheld camera.
Yes, but it also took images that I could upload to a computer. So it was still a form.
But you didn't need it. No. When you had a handheld camera, you took it to a lab, a place where they develop film, and that was usually developed by a person. I used to.
I'm talking about. I said a camcorder. I didn't have to take a I didn't have to take a camcorder. Yeah, I didn't have to take a camcorder to any photo, Matt.
Yes, that was artificial intelligence.
All right. Well, I thought we agreed in the beginning that that electricity was a form of artificial intelligence.
The use of it is.
Okay. Well, all right. So if I use electricity, then I use any form of artificial intelligence. But when I say, but I'm not going to mince words. I'm not doing that tonight. So when I talk about artificial intelligence, I'm talking about the modern, updated AI, trademarked AI. I'm not talking about nothing else.
There is no trademark AI.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I know when I look up AI, when they say artificial intelligence and they say AI, they're not talking about electricity. If I would have looked up electricity, it would have gave me a totally different definition. If I would have looked up surveillance, it would have gave me a totally different definition. If I would have looked up camera, it would have gave me a totally different definition. If I would have looked up phone, it would have given me a totally different definition. So, like I said, I'm not going to mince words tonight. I'm talking about what I'm talking about, and it's not going to be associated with anything else.
You can't explain what you're talking about. That's the problem.
I already explained what I was talking.
No,
wait, before you even.
AI, you're just saying a term. That doesn't describe anything. You're just saying a term.
Before you came on the line, wait. Before you came on the line, I was talking about Audible and how the narrator and on Audible is AI generated, and that's why I can't pronounce words right. I also talked about customer service and how that doesn't use any human behavior, human activity or labor, and that's why I've only been able to get things done when I've actually spoken to a human. So yes, I have given clear examples of what I'm talking about. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I have laid out specifically what I'm talking. That is not one thing. That was at least three things, three different things that didn't have anything to do with each other.
Of the whole thing. So when you're speaking, you're saying it like you're speaking in absolute. When AI is still artificial intelligence, that's a whole thing.
Okay, Kim, let's do this. When I'm talking about AI, do you really have any confusion about exactly what I'm talking about?
I do.
You're confused about what I'm talking about?
I am.
I'll bet you are alone in that.
I might be.
Okay.
I don't have a problem on the island of Kim alone.
That's okay because it really means that you're trying not to understand, because I explained exactly what I was talking about.
I'm trying not to understand.
But I gave clear examples.
You can't explain it.
What are you talking about? I gave clear examples.
Chat GPT, you could say Claude, you could say Gemini, you could say any of those things, and I would understand exactly what you were talking about. But you're not saying that. You're saying AI as a whole. And the reality is, this system we're on right now, this is artificial intelligence. This is a part of it. Okay,
then Kim, if all of this was a part of it, how come all of this money is being spent on AI and ramping up AI? How come they're not just ramping up Google? How come they're not just ramping up or investing in electricity?
You do know Google has a whole suite of artificial intelligence things.
I know that, and I use Google all the time. I know that it's AI, and I did say that. But Google is not what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it's taking jobs and is making life harder. I also dispute this whole thing about the medical industry, about and the way that AI is used in the medical industry. Because although you can say that it helped your people out to find what the problems were I say that if doctors would train better and worked less, then they would probably be able to do their job more effectively if they didn't have such a high workload. That's what I say. Because
I agree with you.
And not only that, but all of this technology, all it does is drive up the cost of what you have to pay without having to pay any human beings. That's where I see the real problem. I can understand labor costs. What I don't understand are machine costs, because there's no cost there. But they are assessing that cost to you. So you pay more. You're paying way more. Wait. Just like when if you pay your bills online, there's no overhead. You don't pay. You don't have a building that you have to keep the lights, heat, and water on. You don't have any person that you have to pay on payroll. Yet when you pay a bill online now with like not every bill, but like on my utility bills. So when our electric company in Philadelphia is called Pico Energy.
So they extra $1.95 to use it.
$2.75. $2.75 is now I can understand assessing the cost to the credit card, because there is a cost that you pay for credit cards every time you swipe every time the card company has to process that payment, so you get charged for that. But other companies already have that price included. Yeah. But when I pay my water bill and when I pay my electric bill, I don't have that same cost included. So it's a separate cost. And I know it doesn't cost as much as they are charging per person.
It is here. To pay my light bill, it's $1.95 extra to pay it using my card.
Okay. So my beef
is no extra fee.
My beef,
because they already add that fee into the deal.
When I pay my credit cards online, I don't get assessed any other charge. So one thing I know about businesses is that they have an agreement with the credit card companies. So they've those charges, all those costs that they would pay on an individual basis, like you and I, have already been absolved. Yet they charge you, and you haven't used any human labor. I got a problem with that. I'm sorry.
There is some human labor behind it.
Where?
It's not just you calling a machine. That's it. There still requires some human labor to make the things come together and work.
You flip a switch.
They still need some people behind the scenes. So that's where it'll be 1,500 jobs lost, and 3 will still have their jobs because they know coding, they know how to run the programs, they know how to string together the syntax. Those are the people who will keep their jobs versus the 15 other people who won't have their jobs. Kim, so there's still somebody who has to run.
Kim, you good with the 3? You good with the 3? You good with the 3 that kept their job and the 1,500 that got fired? You good?
Of course I'm not. But see, that's not new stuff.
But I'm saying, but what are we really talking about? I'm not going to defend something that's fucked up. Like, it's okay. Hold on, Troy. Either I'm on board or I'm not. I'm not. That's it.
AI is pretty much making humans obsolete.
Ain't no doubt. There's no doubt about it.
It's not the fact that it's beneficial. It's what it's doing. Is by creating AI, artificial intelligence, it's taking the work out of the working person and it's taking out funds. So therefore, that them 3 that kept their jobs, you got the rest of them other 1,400 and 1,497 that's not working. And them the ones
jobs. That's true.
It's taking
manual jobs are becoming obsolete, and technical jobs are on the rise.
Manual jobs are not becoming obsolete. Only technology jobs are becoming obsolete, not manual jobs. We still need plumbers.
Are obsolete.
We still need plumbers. There's no AI. There's no AI plumbing. We still need plumbers. We still need electricians. We still need
servers anymore. We have robots in there.
What?
And a lot of fast food places are autonomous now. There are not as many truck drivers because they're autonomous trucks.
So once again, you good with that?
I mean, I can't say yes or no. I'm on the fence when it comes to that because there's two sides to it. There are, because of the DOT laws and because these companies are quick to hire anybody just so they can make their money, and they don't do right with their truck drivers, there are more deaths of these truck drivers in inclement weather, or driving because they're tired, or fixing the books so they can drive more so they can get the time in, and it becomes a liability to everybody. So there's inclement weather where you can't send a human person out for fear of their safety when an autonomous truck can go out. And if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
No, I get that part. But I see a bigger picture. Now, I recognize that we can't go back in time. The AI thing, regardless of the way I feel about it, is going the way that it's going. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to express what the problems of it are.
Of course.
The fact that, all right, so, but I'm not going to act like, and I'm not going to act like I'm on board with that, because I'm not. Because where we need more human labor, we're getting less human labor, and then we're being force fed this defeatist attitude, like, well, this is just the way it is, and you're just going to have to find another way. Well, yeah, that's true.
I think it's a defeatist attitude. I think it is.
I'm not saying you may not have a defeatist attitude. Wait a minute, you may not have a defeatist attitude, but I still see another way. Just like you said. Let me just put it this way. I know young boys who can do mechanical work. I know young boys that can do plumbing. You know, a young cat, you know what I mean, less than 30 years old, put in my heating system just last winter. You know, the heating and the air conditioning. Got it all done in one day.
Have them like we used to have them. I used to know a ton of mechanics, and it was mechanics everywhere.
There were a ton of mechanics, but there were also the difference between like Troy talks about all the time. They took the trades out of the schools. They even got rid of many of the trade schools, as if we don't need trades anymore, and we do. So now, you know, the focus has been on. Hold on. The focus that we allowed ourselves to be focused on nothing but academics, and that's how we got this whole generation of kids who don't do nothing, who don't know how to do nothing outside of the computer. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done outside of the computer. There is. I know how to solder pipes, put in a toilet, a sink, and all of that kind of shit. We still got a shit. I haven't sat on an electronic toilet yet.
Even though they didn't focus on academics, they created a pipeline to jail. That's what that was about. That never had nothing to do with academics in this country.
You know, we all knew that technology at some point in time was going to take over at some point. But the thing is that there's a lot of kids out there, and a lot of these kids today that don't want to go to college, that a trade is more beneficial to them than technology. And what AI does, yes, what Son said about it hinders good doctors, and it takes away from the fact that if these doctors can sit back and stop working these overtimes and you put more doctors in the hospital, maybe that person could have found the cancer. That doctor who was getting the rest could have found the cancer in your country. You didn't need AI.
Listen, I work.
Doctors have been lazy for a long time.
Listen, I work in a hospital.
I know y'all talking. Can I just get something out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing I'm saying is that when you got that, let's just say the medical field, AI is partly controlling the medical field through the surgical field. And then you go to restaurants. You don't have many servers in a restaurant no more because you don't need them, because you can order your food off of an AI system at your table while your kids is playing the game.
Yo, you ain't never lied.
Hold on. Bring it to you. And a robot will bring it to you.
Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead, Troy.
You do have places where a robot will bring it to you. You do have places.
I'm not eating in a place that does that. I'm not doing that.
You turn back around, you go to the market.
Not going to do that.
You got self-checkout. You got self-checkout at Home Depot. You got self-checkout at Lowe's. You got self-checkout at every CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. And that's taking away 10, maybe 15 jobs that a human being can do. Because everybody is not really deep into technology. They're mainly into the manual labor of working. But when you can sit back and get a computer and pay this computer, get this computer system to do what a person can do, and then cut down your pay, AI is still taken away from the job market. It's taken away from the people. AI to me reminds me of the Matrix. Whereas everything is going to be controlled by robots soon. And we are as humans are becoming obsolete. Other than the fact that the people that are in the technology field. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I have a problem with the next generation. Let's just say the younger generation. Let's say 2000 kids. The new people. Right, they are going to be fucked up because they're not exploring things like our generation did, or the generation after us, or the generation after us. They're not exploring that. What they're exploring is TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all this, and all that other shit. Xbox, PlayStation, and all that other shit. When they're not even, and they're not exploring it. Let me just say this one thing. Let's play Xbox, right? I said this to my son, because when my son came home one time, he said, I'm having a problem in algebra. I said, but you don't have a problem playing that damn Xbox game, and that's algebra. He said, Dad, how is it algebra? I said, well, look at your damn controller. It's algebra terms on it. Look at your controller. You're playing algebra when you're playing a game. Bill Gates was very intelligent, and he just didn't tell you that. You have to think about what you got to press, X, square, all that other shit. That's algebra you're playing while you're playing them games. So get yourself the fuck upstairs and learn algebra while you're playing a game then. Because at the end of the day, this is what society is doing right now. Who knows? At some point in time, we might have robot plumbers or robot mechanics.
They already exist.
But the mechanics that we're talking about,
no, we're not.
It's not so much that you don't see the mechanics. You don't see the mechanics in their own spots. There are a lot of mechanics out here, but they're just doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing because they're doing it without the building. No overhead. I yield.
Well, here's the thing. There's a reason why they want to tear down old buildings or historic buildings or whatever, like houses and shit like that, and put in all of the new houses because they made a shit. They made a poorly made materials that can't stand up to harsh conditions or weather or anything like that. Plus, they can fit them with all of the new technology that ain't worth shit. And all of this shit is meant to be able to surveil you. So while you fucking your partner in the crib, they can hear you, see you, they can damn near smell you. That's what all of this shit is about.
Something I don't agree with all the smart home stuff. Like that's one thing I don't want.
This
is
is
smart home.
and this
Like,
is why that's why I'm against this AI
smart
shit.
home, but that's something that a lot of people are into. I'm not. I don't agree with that, and I think that's just a choice. I shouldn't be forced into it. But I have two friends. Their homes are smart homes. Everything about their homes is a smart home, and I'm like, that's insane, including locking and unlocking the door. I'm like, if they can access and penetrate everything we do, including our bank accounts, why on earth would you have the kind of lock on your house that could easily be accessed and infiltrated too? Why would you do that? That doesn't make logical sense to me. So I'm going to stick to the old school stuff at the end of the day. But there are some benefits to it at the same time.
There are always going to be benefits to everything. You know, I'm not going to argue
but
that
people who make it bad.
it's not people. It's not the people who are making it bad. It's corporate. You got to understand who this.
So who, still people.
No, I don't consider those to be people. I don't consider a company a people. I don't consider that. I'm not doing that. Huh?
It's a person whose pockets is being filled. When Elon made these dumbass Teslas, that's still a corporation. It's still a person behind it. Elon Musk. He's the one who's getting rich off of it.
I don't consider him to be a person either. But I don't consider corporate businesses. I'm not gonna label a company as a person. And those aren't the people. The 1%, I'm not going to consider them to be people. You know what I mean? Because it's not about because it's not people are about people. People want to see people do well. People want to see other people advance. The corporations don't want to do that. The people who work in the 1%, they don't want that to happen. Their greed is beyond measure, you know, and too detrimental to society. But that's where all of this AI shit is coming from, because people don't want jobs to be lost. People want jobs. People want to work. People want to be able to have to make a decent living and be able to live a decent life. Corporate doesn't want that for people. They want to eliminate all human.
The other side of that, you also have to include into that. So for the same people who are using artificial intelligence as a con, there's still a group of people who are using it for a pro. And those are the people who will create jobs for those out here who are losing jobs. Those are the people who will teach so those people can have jobs too, because at the end of the day, it still helps in disparaged communities. Artificial intelligence has a place for people in disparaged communities, people who don't have a chance, people who have never had an opportunity to get any kind of job to make money. Now they have an opportunity to make money. And that also includes the people who are smart enough to know to come up with the next thing that is going to benefit, because they respect humanity and they love people and they honor being my brother's keeper. There are people like that out there who are using artificial intelligence. I don't agree with the 3D printed homes. I wouldn't want to live in one. However, in other countries, because let's look at it, it's this country that does not do anything correct. In other countries, they don't have homelessness like we do here, because somebody decided, I'm going to use a 3D printed homes to provide shelter for the homeless, so they're not living on the street. So they just don't have a place. So, and it may not be big homes, they're not big and fancy, they're probably the size of a shack, but it's still a place for them to live until they can get on their feet and do better. So that person decided, I'm going to use these 3D printer homes to provide shelter. But in this country, we're so greedy here, because you see, we're living in the time of greed beyond belief right now. We're so greedy in this country that we don't give up. And I don't mean we as a whole, because I really mean them, because I love people. So there's that. But those people who don't, they decide I'm going to get the fattest I can be off of everybody else and fuck everybody else. So we have the advantage to use this technology to provide more for people, but these people decide not to because they're greedy. So there's that too. So it's still some greedy ass motherfucker who's sitting behind the big wall and moving the needle so no one benefits but them. But there's still people who do. There are young kids who are using artificial intelligence to help their community. There are young kids who are using artificial intelligence to help their classmates who have disabilities. There are young kids who are using artificial intelligence to even help their classmates who have something as simple, and I don't mean to make it sound like it's little, but I know people are capable, but they use this technology to help their classmates who have autism, who have Down syndrome, who have a language barrier. There are kids who are using this technology for better. So that is a plus. But again, that comes from those parents or that community or that village who is raising that child to do the right thing. And there's the other side of that. We have to be responsible to teach these kids to use this technology for good. There's the other side of that too. So that's the reason why I'm like, if we're here, we are going to use it. There's no sense for us not to utilize what's in front of us, what's been here always. But now we have access to it. We have to fight against those who are using it for bad. Again, you see the people create the skimmer things they put on to take advantage when you use your card at the ATM. Those motherfuckers are trash. The same people who went, and for all those people who live in Louisiana and Mississippi who found a way to use artificial intelligence to hack into the social services and took people's food stamps for both of those states. For a month, people couldn't get anything, and the answer was, we can't do anything about it. That's still a human piece of garbage who did that.
Okay.
So it's still people who are directing the narrative to make it bad at the end of the day. But there are many benefits to it.
Let me ask y'all.
Can I ask both of y'all a question?
Yeah.
Do y'all think that is it? And this is going to both of y'all. So is AI is it more good or more bad? Is it more beneficial or less beneficial?
I'm going to say I have to point towards the people who are developing it and what their motivation is. The people who are developing these things are doing it with the motivation of eliminating human labor. So I'm going to say bad, because I'm going to say that is more bad in the long run, because it's also conditioning us to be lazier and lazier. We're so dependent. We're so dependent upon this type of technology that we can't think. Look. How many times have y'all heard me be on this show and ask, "Yo, can you name five phone numbers of people that you know without looking in your phone?" And motherfuckers can't even do two. Some people don't even know their own goddamn number. Real shit. You know what I mean? That's a problem. That's a problem. You know, even though we can't return to a life without it because the money is too good with it. Remember, we had these things called spelling words. We read these things called books. We went to these things called classes where we had to read and use books. We even had to carry the books. And we weren't able to use a calculator. So we had to be smart. We had to remember shit. You know what I mean? Keep a dime in your pocket and make sure that you knew your home phone number or a number where somebody could be reached in case you needed help. you know, we had to figure shit out. You know what I mean? Even with the whole telephone shit, you know what I mean? We'll do some throwback shit. Remember if you didn't have a dime or a quarter, so you would do a person to person call and when the AI operator came on, you just yelled out whatever you needed to say, and you got a free call. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same thing with the collect call. So we were smarter. We become dumber. The same people that used to win spelling bees back in the day can't spell. You ain't gonna tell me that's good.
And that's what I'm saying about the generation that's coming, the 2000 generation.
Hold on, Troy. Hold on. And another thing. We used to be ashamed not to be able to spell. We wouldn't. The shit that we look the other way with when we use text messages or even post things to social media and shit. We would never write like that. No punctuation, no bad grammar, sounding all crazy, writing the way that we talk on the streets. We would never do that. We would never let anybody know that we didn't know how to do it right. We insisted on it being right, and we were graded on it. Not just in school, but that's where we were conditioned to know whether it was right or wrong. But we kept each other right. Like, no, come on, man, you can't. What is this shit? Oh, no, come on, man. You know what I mean? We strove for better, and now we don't because we got this AI crutch. You know,
I don't think it's just that. So I'm going to answer Troy first. I want to speak to two things you just said. One is you speak about the books. Remember, it's people who said let's burn half the books down. It's people who said these books don't count for anything. It's people who removed all the books. So keep that in mind. And two, when you say about how people are spelling, it's people who are comfortable. Like we have a whole Rally's commercial with what's that little girl? What's Glorilla? She's like
Glorilla.
This. Like who the fuck talks like that? And then
wait, what did she say?
New people on the
wait, what did she say?
Support that.
What did she say? Because I don't listen. What is that?
She said something about every time I hear the commercial, it makes me cringe. She's like, this here is different or something. But she says this. It's God. It goes through my soul when she says it. I want to fight her.
Every time she talks. She don't talk like she doesn't have you can't have a direct conversation with Glorilla because she doesn't have. So she doesn't. Matter of fact, her grade point average.
It's not just her. Troy, it's not just her. It's a lot of these new people on the planet. And I don't know where the disconnect came. I can't put that all on technology because I don't think half of them are even smart enough to use technology, unfortunately. But there was a disconnect. I don't know if it was the drug age and the parents weren't parenting like they're supposed to. I don't know if it's the lack of community and village because it wasn't a old lady, Miss Johnson, sitting on the porch watching the neighborhood. I don't know what the disconnect is. I think it's several things is one that caused that disconnect. And these new people on the planet are so lost in everything. They're okay with everything and okay with nothing all at the same time. So I think that's more of a people problem than just technology. Because there is a disconnect completely 100% with these people. At the start of the show when you were talking about the conversation about men and women, those are the people who got to keep having these conversations like that. Ari Lennox. This heifer got a problem every fucking day with some show that don't even air on TV. She had a problem with Martin. Now the bitch got a problem with the Bernie Mac show. Why? Sit your little rich ass down somewhere and find something else to do. She's an example.
You talking about the singer? The singer, Ari Lennox? Are you talking about the singer, Ari Lennox?
Oh, yeah. The singer, Ari Lennox, yeah.
She got a problem with Martin and the show, and now the bitch got a problem with Bernie Mac. Girl, he's dead.
Well, the problem that she had is she had a problem with Martin coming at Pam, whereas though since she was a brown skin, and since Gina was light skinned and Pam was brown skinned and Ari is brown skinned, she felt uncomfortable with the things Mark was saying to Pam because she was a brown skinned kid.
Wait.
And that's the same thing she said.
So Gina didn't get
about
teased on the show? Gina didn't get teased on the show?
Yes, she did.
She always did.
Because I don't remember nobody on that show. I don't remember nobody on that show not getting it from somebody.
But see, somebody,
because Gina had a big head.
But see, the thing about it is when you're looking for talking points and you're looking for them, those moments when you can get all them likes and all that other shit right there, right? That's the talking points. Same thing for the asshole running the country. You look for a talking point to get away from other shit that you fucking up on. So you look for talking points to get them likes. And that's the thing. When your music ain't bumping, you got to look for a talking point to become more valid and people look at you and talk about you more. You know what I mean?
Like David Justice talking about Halle Berry in 2025. David Justice and Halle Berry haven't been together since how many blue moons, and this nigga's talking bad about her right now. Dude, if you don't get somewhere and shut the fuck up and sit down. So yeah, you're right. People trying to go viral.
But the thing about it is that when we talk about this new generation, these new people, as you call them, from this generation coming up now, we got to go with the parents. We got to go with George Bush because when he was in office, he found this thing called No Child Left Behind. And sometimes you got to leave a child behind. When you just passing them through the system, you got to leave them behind so he can get the work in and he can get the knowledge in.
Well, the thing is,
when you turn back around, when you talk about AI is in everything. I'm talking about for these kids. AI is in all your computers. AI is in your fucking PlayStation. AI is in your phone. There is no motherfucking thing that you can't say AI is not part of. And what it does is there's control with AI amongst this generation that they can't say. Imagine, look at it's kids that killed their parents because their parents took their phone. That's how deep AI is. That's the cell phone.
I don't know about that because
it is.
No.
A child who did just kill his parents because they took the phone.
What I'm saying is, I wouldn't blame that on AI. Your phone is a piece of property of yours. So
it's a piece of property that you look at, that you do TikTok on.
Them kids don't own a goddamn thing. Them niggas ain't got no jobs. Your 14-year-old.
No, I'm not. Of course, I'm not condoning it. Of course, I'm not.
It's not the phone per se. It's what you're doing on the phone. That you're upset that you can't do on the phone, and that's part of AI. So if you had a Coleco
football game and your parents took that from you and you got all belligerent with them, I mean, so is there a difference?
No, there is no difference, but if that's what you use to on your downtime, or that's what you do on a regular, then it's somewhat similar to the same thing. That was our version of AI back in the day, the ColecoVision game.
No, you know what I think the difference for that is? We came up in a time where the government wasn't meddling in the house. If you got your ass beat, you got your ass beat. But now, and I understand it somewhat because there were cases of abuse that took place, and everybody turned a blind eye. But, excuse me, I think the majority, like we came up with parents who whoop your ass. If you did something, you didn't just get no punishment. You got an ass whooping and you got a punishment. Some of those punishments, you would prefer ass whooping than a punishment. Like standing in the corner holding some damn book. That was horrible. Or sitting in a squatting position. All those things. We grew up in a time where we weren't soft. We didn't have the opportunity to be soft. And these kids are soft. They grew up in a time where there are no ass whoopings because they can call the police and they're going to come. And any little thing looks like somebody's not a good parent. Any little thing. Like I remember a teacher coming to my house and she's like, well, I came because Richard said he's not going anywhere this weekend. And I came to bring him some paper and some crayons. I'm like, girl, this child got every Disney movie, every Disney book, every crayon, every coloring book, every pack of paper. If I'm not going nowhere, he's not going nowhere. He's gone every weekend. I'm home, he's home. But for some reason to her, that felt like I was a bad mother. Now let's fast forward to now. Oh, the child came to school and her hair wasn't combed because she has braids and her mother only does her hair once a week because she has a head full of thick hair. Well, now that's a bad mother. Let's call CPS and they come and take that child. That's the difference. I think when the government start getting involved, and I'm not saying I'm knocking it because there are some instances where teachers need to be more responsible instead of trying to fuck our kids. They need to be responsible and be the adult who's responsible for our children when they're in their care. But so many of them are so busy trying to have sex with the 13-year-olds, which I absolutely don't understand, because what the fuck are they talking to them about? I hate them. These are the people who are not being responsible, because it used to be a time when our teachers were parents too. But now they got to do is go to school and read a book, and now they're a teacher. That's not enough to become a teacher. And the ages have changed. My teachers were old teachers.
But before we get
teachers now the same age as damn kids.
Hold on, before we get out of here, I want to ask y'all something. When you watch a video today, whether you're on social media or whatever, but especially social media, is AI taking away your ability to believe what you see anymore? Because with me, it is.
It is. It's doing the same thing to me.
It is. I don't believe.
So you know I'm not a good person. It's not fair for me to answer that question, Omar.
You know
it's not fair for me to answer that question because that's my wheelhouse. I work in that. So of course I know when anytime I see it.
Kim,
when you look
Kim, hold on, Troy. Kim, I could work in a prison. That doesn't mean I'm going to make. That doesn't mean I'm going to talk good about the prison. If it's a shithole, it's a shithole.
No, your question was, does it take away our ability to enjoy or see it because it's fake? And I said, I'm not the right person for that, or whatever you said, because I already know if it's fake or not. I know what to look for. I know what the signs are.
I asked, does it take away your ability to believe what you're seeing? I didn't say anything about enjoying it. I asked, does it take away your ability to believe what you're saying? And it does.
And again, I'm not the fair person because I know what's fake or not.
And it looks like a high percentage of it is fake as fuck. It's fake as fuck.
So artificially intelligent.
Well, artificial intelligence is what got the person in number 45 and 47 back in office.
And he uses AI. He uses AI a lot.
AI had a lot to do with that.
It did, and it's still he's still abused. See, it's not the use of things that's normally the problem. It's the abuse of things that's the problem. If you use something, you're using things because of a need or whatever. But it's the abuse. You know, like I said, when I watch a video now, I know that at least, maybe it's a double-edged sword. I don't really want to give it credit for that, but I could say that it's a double-edged sword in that I know that finally, if it looks ridiculous, then it probably is. You know what I mean? It
doesn't even have to look ridiculous. You know that.
Well, no, you're right. It doesn't have to look ridiculous. But the thing about it is, so there's so many, there's so many wonders in the world. Like, I watch a lot of animal videos and shit like that. And I enjoy watching animal videos but because I know how because I know how film is edited, I can tell when, like like these stupid, once again, AI narrated videos where they have like, oh yeah, this lion was dying on the road, and this man helped the lion and nursed it back to health, and then released it back to the wild, and then the man got sick, and he was. I've actually seen these bullshit ass videos.
I hate those because because
they fucking fake. It's a fucking lie.
Terrible.
They be showing a different.
It sound terrible, but when the people I know and love believe those, I'm like, are you stupid? Like, I hate to say it like that because I don't want to sound like I think I'm smarter than them, but I'm like, you have got to be kidding me that you believe this. What is wrong with you? Like, I'm always like, are you fucking stupid? Why did you believe that to be true? And it causes so much strife when I'm around my loved ones because I get so angry with them. I'm like, I can't believe you believe that. What about you made you believe this stupid ass story that doesn't sound logical? What about it?
Because they had
real.
harps and strings and it was sounding good. But the bottom line is, and it was a feel good story. People love a feel good story. So like I said, let me finish this story. Hold on. Let me finish this story.
I make those videos that look like real people. I have a bunch of them and they look real. I know how to manipulate it to make it look like models and all the things.
The word that you just set up here and said is manipulated. But would you sit back and listen?
Manipulate it to make it look like a real person.
Why do they believe it? Because it's technology manipulation. It's the technology through what they're watching, and if you watch enough of it and become self-absorbed in it, it'll soak into your cerebral cortex, and all of a sudden you believe in the bullshit. You believe in the bullshit.
And that's the sad part. That's the sad part that bothers me. Because why are people so numb that they believe this stuff? It's the same way we feel about these people who still support this orange waste of oxygen. How do you see the things he's doing and you still believe it to be true? What is wrong with you? And that's how I feel about people who look at some of this stuff and they believe it. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I could see something. Something.
Y'all got 2 minutes.
But the rest of
all right,
how do you believe it?
Let me say this, right? When you sit back, now I'm going to go back to the audiobook thing you're talking about. Just imagine.
I don't think you got enough time for that.
Just one thing. I'm just going to say this.
All right.
Audiobook. If you can't teach your child how to read while listening and letting them listen to an audiobook, that's the part of AI, and that's the part. Some parts of that's baffling.
You know what, Troy? You know what? You know why I don't have a problem with the audiobooks is because there was a time when our elders, our ancestors had to watch the radio for entertainment, and they had to pay attention to those stories. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the audiobooks as long as it's well narrated and it's illustrated the way that a book would, because you still have to pay attention. And in order to absorb the story, in order to enjoy it, you have to pay attention. And paying attention.
But in order to learn it, you have to read the book.
Not necessarily.
You have to learn the words.
Troy.
Those words.
Well,
and
okay.
You can't do that with an audiobook.
But no, you actually you can.
That's not true, Troy.
You can.
That's not true.
And Troy, the other thing is the audiobooks are not for. They are not for. We don't have audiobooks in the classroom. We had the audiobooks are for your entertainment. So those are for people who already can read. You know what I'm saying? So the audio, I don't look at audiobooks as a problem, but it's subjective. Some people like them, some people don't. But if I can tell you a story and you remember certain details about it, then that's no different than an audiobook. But those audiobooks are sometimes 9 hours long, dog. So you can best believe you are paying attention when you listen to an audiobook. And you're going to remember a lot. I listened to an audiobook about Dapper Dan, you know, the tailor from Harlem that used to make all the Gucci, the Louis. And it was an interesting ass story. And I can tell you a lot about the story that he told. You know what I mean? Of course, because it was interesting. So if it's told in an illustrative way that holds your attention and your interest, you're going to remember it. But I wouldn't suggest that you
Your
use it.
issue was if it's told like the video we were just talking about with some weird voice telling the story about a lion. If that voice is doing an audiobook, you're out on it.
No. That's not the real problem I have with the audio, with the AI narration in the audiobooks is that it's taking away a human being. I see when human beings read a story, there's a certain inflection in their voice. They're going to read certain passages a certain type of way. There's going to be a certain passion in the way that they read. You know what I mean? You're going to feel the power of the illustrator. Of the narrator. That's why not everybody is made to narrate. But the ones who do it, they do it in such a way that you want them to. It's like being a good actor. You have to know how to do it. What's his name? Will Smith. As much as I never liked Fresh Prince and are not a fan of Will Smith, he did a hell of a job with his own audiobook. He did a really good job. Sure, you could say that because he was just telling his own story. Well, how many times have you heard somebody tell their own story and they fuck up their own shit? Or they have a communication problem, whatever. Because he's a good actor, he knows how to get into the lines. He knew how to read the shit right. And it was good. If I can admit that I enjoyed listening to his audiobook and plenty of others, you know what I mean? That's saying something. And I've also heard it done.
What you're saying?
Yeah, but
I read the coldest winter ever, and then I heard the coldest winter ever, and I must say I loved reading it, but I loved hearing it. The different voices coming in and narrating, but acting like the characters made it better than when I read the book. So I will agree with that.
Yeah, Prodigy, may rest in peace, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, My Infamous Life. He killed that shit, that audiobook. He killed it. It was really good. And I ain't want to hear no shit from Prodigy. I always thought that Havoc was a better rapper. But anyway, we got to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on through. Hold on. But before y'all go, what we going to do is we going to go over to this, to the poll question where we have 34 votes. Let's see. The question was, does AI get in the way of you being able to believe what you see in a video these days? And 24% says, yes, I believe nothing that I see. And 26% says, no, I can tell when it's fake. And 35% said technology is out of control. And 14% says AI is the worst thing ever. So, with only 34 votes, and thank you, everybody, it's 35 votes now. Thank you to everybody who voted. We see that there are mixed feelings about, what AI is, depending on the demographic and what the knowledge of the technology is and the appreciation of it. But I think that if you know anything about AI and you can feel the impact that it has on our youth, on our elders, on our people as a whole, then you can kind of assess whether you think this is a good thing or not. We're all going to have to use it, but we do have some discretion that we can exercise about how it's used and how much of it we accept into our lives, just like how much we may reject. Like I said, I'm not comfortable with cameras all in the crib and all of that kind of shit. I know that the same way that if I can watch it on my phone, then whoever developed the technology can look at it on theirs. And I don't like that. I'm not comfortable with that. But I did know a doctor who used to only let the cameras see what he wanted them to see. He would cover them up. He would cover up all anything that had a camera in his house. He would cover them up and he would let them go as it was needed. So when he was home, nobody gets to see anything. And then, like he would take like electrical tape and put it over it. And then when he would leave the house, he would take all of the tapes off of everything. So so he could still have surveillance over his crib. And but it is what it is. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. Listen.
Can I just say this to you though, real quick, son?
Listen, we ain't got all night.
I want to add this to you. Let me just say this real quick. One of the things about it that I find comfort in, the things I sent you recently, those meant a lot to me. If it weren't for my knowledge of artificial intelligence or the use of AI, I wouldn't be able to do those amazing things for my loved ones. I get great pleasure out of creating those things for my loved ones. They mean a lot to me to be able to do that, especially in the style that I'm able to do. And you see, you receive things in two different styles. It took a minute for me to get it the way I wanted, of course, but it meant a lot to me to be able to do it. Without the assistance of that, there's no way on God's green earth I would have been able to do that.
Well, you know what? With that being said, yeah, it was an amazing thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play it right now. I've been meaning to play the intro, but I'm trying to do something else with it. But here's what Kim made for us. This is the Daily Go Getimism intro. One of them.
Yeah. 2 a.m. grind. Sun 752, feeling like a real man should. No sleeping, go getimism talk. Truth cutting through the fog, East Coast heart. No cap, no facade. This is where you come to have some fun and be on one. It's all about the human experience, everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It's the daily. Every day roll with that Sun 752 rhythm. It's the daily.
Yeah, I played it as soon as you sent it to me that night, and the next night I was rocking them shit. This shit was amazing. But that's when it's being used for good. Nobody lost a job. You know what I mean? There's no threat of any poverty.
People feel like they did a rapper wheel. That's my voice, though. Actually, that's me.
I'm a rapper. And
I laid over it.
Right. I'm a rapper, and I ain't lose my job. You became a rapper. You became a rapper, so you got a job. So that works for me.
I got a music person who's mad at me now. I'm a music person.
I'm a music person. I got my MK. I got my MK. I'm MPK player. Hold on, let me. When I get my shit together, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for what I'm about to do. I'm about to shake up the world. You know what I'm saying? Get my production right and get my mix board. I mean, I got a keyboard. My shit, I'm about to, yo. Let me do these birthday shout outs, yo. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good one, everybody. Peace, everybody. Stay safe. Y'all know what's going on. I hear this is going to be some bullshit the next few days. Watch yourself. Be careful. Watch your babies.
Without a doubt.
Stay safe.
All right. We really cutting into the, you know what I'm saying? Nigga tight. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 13th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Annie Armstrong. Karima Leibniz, and also Valerie Meadows, Adrian McLean, Gucci Peters. You know what? Unfortunately, no, we good. We good. Helen Acevedo, Carlene Davis, Apostomus. Happy birthday. Shout out to Ethel Miles, George Anthony Young, my girl go-getter Sharita Tripp, and last but not least, Eric Ross. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious August 13th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, AI, sometimes I ask why. I gotta not know what that shit I think. That shit's crazy. I don't know if what I'm watching is real or has a feel of something that's artificial. It should be real. But I gotta watch that shit because until some other technology breakthrough, we gotta do this shit. And you might hate you or yourself. Your wealth is something that will increase if you're in corporate. But if you're short with it, you ain't gonna be able to make no dough. Your job may be taken, but that's how it go. And I know the way that things develop. And I'm just trying to do this thing because I'm gonna say that today is a new day and we gotta find a way for us to get paid. Because their force is trying to take the food about your mouth. And that shit is gonna work and it'll take you out. And you be on the other side homeless. You can't get no breast, they boneless. No wings, no nuggets, none of that shit. Shit is bad. But they like, fuck it. Yo, time goes on. Only the strong survive. So you gotta do what you gotta do, eat and stay alive. And I'll survive. All due the muck and the mire. Yo, my name is Omar. Last name McIntyre. Don't take my government. Don't get a RFID chip. Don't try to make sure you get all my money and make me slip. Because I'm going to make sure that I'm going to protect me and mine because I'm going to do this shit all the time. The sun always shines. Each and every day. It rises in the east, sets up in the west. Make sure I say it from my chest. I'm going to stand up to you face to face. And I'll just suggest that you give me at least 4 to 6 feet of space. Because I might have to reach out and touch. It will go on my hip for something still that I have to clutch. But I don't want to do such. I don't want to do nothing. I'm just trying to chill out, have a little something, and trying to make sure that my family is straight and make sure that I don't have to be in long lines and have to wait. I waited a long time just to get something, and I'm going to make sure that my people don't be fronting. I don't front on them. Why would they want to front on me? Yo, I got this thing going on. Your niggas want to see? Well, I can show you, but I might have to kill you after. Now I'm just chilling. Yo, I'm chilling up there in the rafters, looking down on the crowd and saying, yo, I'm feeling proud. Yo, I'm smoking a little something, but it ain't the loud. But you can do your thing. Yo, I left the shit alone. Just try to leave my message, sound of the tone. That's the AI that I remember. Yo, play the record. You know, this is sound in the background. Yo, gotta respect it. It's Throwback Thursday right about now. So I'm going to tell you how we used to do that shit. Like, ow. All right, we out. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Get Emism show. So make sure y'all here. My man Jay Sloan is in the house. My baby brother Charles Lindsay is in the house. What up, my dude? Thanks for coming through, man. Love is love. Love is love, always, always, and forever. Hit that like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I'm going to get back at y'all, though. I'm a holler. One.